Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. It's Friday morning and I'm on my way to work, and it's the day before the weekend. I love Fridays, I love Saturdays, I love Sundays, and I love Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. It's important to love every day of the week because each day represents 14.2% of your life. And if you've got favourites and you only love the weekend, guess what? You're only going to enjoy 28.4% of your life, and the rest of the time is going to be miserable. Anyway, what I want to have a chat to you today about is a book that I read many years ago when I worked at IBM. I had a wonderful mentor at IBM who introduced me to a number of books, and one of which was called Psyco, Cybernetics. And it's a fairly old book. It's a book which was first published in 1960. The year that I was born, and it's a book which a number of very successful motivational speakers have based their programs on. People such as Anthony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, and you name it. The material that came out of this book was used by many professional motivational speakers to help people with their growth and development. So the core element of this book is self-image and the surrounding sort of topics: self-talk, self-image, self-esteem, self. So I'll just touch on a couple of the key elements of this book, which I found quite interesting and profound. And the book is called Psyco, Cybernetics. It's a pretty interesting sort of name, which sounds pretty weird to some, but the material or the elements that it has in it are very interesting. The author of this book is named Maxwell Maltz, M-A-L-T-Z, and he was a plastic surgeon who worked in the 60s and 50s, and he talked about how he had lots of patients or lots of people come to him, mainly women, actresses, people who came to him who were depressed about the way they looked, and begged him to transform their looks through plastic surgery in order to help them with their self-esteem or self-image challenges. And according to Maxwell Maltz, what he would do is he would sit there and consult them and talk to them, and basically take them through some cosmetic procedures which augmented their bodies and their faces and their features. And in his words, he would turn ducklings into absolute beautiful swans. Turn average looking women into absolute beauties. So following the cosmetic procedures would come the reveal. And at the reveal, Maxwell Maltz would find that many of his patients, once he peeled away the bandages and all of those sorts of things, and revealed the new beautiful person to the patient, when they looked in the mirror, they couldn't see the new beautiful person. So the duckling couldn't see the beautiful swan. They could only see the ugly duckling, which puzzled Maxwell Maltz, and which gave him an opportunity to delve deeper into the topic of psychology, to try and understand what caused this reaction. And what he found was you could transform somebody and turn them into the most beautiful person, the most beautiful woman in the world. And yet, if that person has a negative or a poor self-image of themselves that has developed over a lifetime of self-doubt, of low self-esteem, then that person won't see the new them or the new you. So it got to the point where after a while he would tell his patients who would come to him, he would spend more time trying to understand their psychology. And interestingly enough, for many patients he would say, you don't need a plastic surgeon. You don't need a scalpel. You don't need my expertise and my skills and my talent. What you actually need is a psychologist to help you with your self-esteem issues. So where is this leading? Where is this taking us? It's basically suggesting to all of us that the way we see ourselves, the way we talk to ourselves, the way we beat ourselves up is sometimes the biggest challenge. People have tremendous beauty, but they can't see it. Others around them see the absolute beauty in that person, the package, the beautiful soul, the beautiful person, the beautiful personality, the beautiful looks. But unless that person changes the way they see themselves, changes the way they talk to themselves, changes the environment in which they've been brought up or they surround themselves, which could be toxic, could be negative, then they're not going to see the revealed person or the beauty in their own self. So I encourage parents with their children to help those children see the beautiful person that they really are. If a child or if a person is overweight when they're young, if they're short, if they're pimply, if they are socially awkward, regardless of what these things are, children eventually, potentially, grow out of it. But there is a fear and a problem that the children will continue to see that old self in themselves and not be able to escape the prison of their own negative or poor self-image. Anyway, I think I'll leave us with that at this juncture. It's an interesting topic and one for us all to contemplate, because we're not always going to be the beautiful, youthful self that we once were. We're growing old. Some of us are losing our hair. We're gaining wrinkles. We're putting on some weight. Sometimes we need to keep on reminding ourselves that there's more to us than just meets the eye, and to support ourselves and to be our best friend as opposed to our worst critic. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now. And let's keep on reminding ourselves that we're well, we're healthy, and we feel great. And to once again be our best friend and not our worst critic. Anyway, Yasas, Kalimera, Olimera, and we'll chat again tomorrow. Bye for now.